Perfect. Thank you. God, I can't believe I'm getting so old now. That tea is not sweet enough for me. God, what the fuck have I done? I feel wrong. Alright, pop out checkbox. Take you with me. Shit. Put it in the thing. Oh, okay. I think that's everything. Yo, Radimus, time to boogie woogie. Indeed. It's time to get down, get down, get down, get down, get down tonight. I understand why they're using the phrase disco and Disco Elysium to describe the particular, like, quality of the setting, but it's still hilarious to me, and I will not let this joke go. Yo, it's Poo Poo. Welcome to the stream. Harry really likes disco. Yeah. Dubois really loves disco. If there isn't a scene in this game where we get to like disco for even a little bit, I will stream. Or at least could be discussions about actual fictional disco music. See? I mean, there's something. There's something. On Twitter this morning, the meme going around was, all right, the last two video games you played are now combined. What game resulting? And for me, that wound up being the auspicious combination of Disco Elysium and Umineko, which would have to be the most orgasmically written game in existence, without exception. Ooh, I love this look we're getting on the title screen. The title screen isn't up because we're streaming that started, but hold on. Let me. Oh, it says new. Let me pull this up. I love this look we're getting because this gives us a much better feeling of like what the totality of this place looks like. Oh wait, no, that's the church. Is this the view from across the bay then? This is what we see across the bay? Well, no, because that's where all the. In the background there is where all the attacks are happening. So is this the side of the bay that we're on? There's the pier. Interesting. Well, let's get the show on the road, how about? So, we're gonna talk, well, let's do we want to do world building first?
Good. What can I help you with?
No, we don't want it. We'll do world building later when we come back and talk to her. We can do that in the evening when we're not burning daylight, you know? Can we get under this thing? We can't. Hi, Cindy the Skull. Hope you're having a good one. Alright, keep your eyes open for bottles and shit that we can sell so we have a place to stay tonight. Alright, so our next thing is we're going to go talk to... wait, you know what? Where's my inventory? Right, we already did all the stuff with the bullet. Never mind. Never mind. We're going to go talk to folks in the traffic jam here and see what we can't learn about the whole kerfuffle here, you know?
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
Save the economy? That sounds off.
What are you talking
Haven't
about?
you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious.
Yo, Henri and Evie, welcome to the
Recycle your
stream.
cash,
Love the main menu
keep it
art.
in
Have a print of it on your
circulation.
wall.
Don't buy
Damn,
new
that's a
things.
good pick.
Buy
Yeah.
eco.
Be no need to make games anymore. The peak would have already been reached. Yeah, I feel like that would, like, it would have all of the great moment-to-moment writing of Disco Elysium with, like, the impeccable larger scope, clockwork mechanism style of Umineko. Like, it would be perfect. There'd be nothing more to say. Recycle your cash, keep it in strip. Don't buy new things, buy eco. Why does the economy need saving?
You see all these premium goods just sitting there, not getting bought. We've got to keep the flow of goods moving.
I
It's
see.
really the economy we want to leave to our children.
I don't have children, I think. But I don't have children.
Too bad, officer. Kids make it all worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Without kids, who's going to be around to enjoy the economy? Don't let me stop you.
This guy has
But
got some
talk
strange
to Brown
priorities,
Peter.
but I kind of like him.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss or like an old person with no money.
Fair enough.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first hand, buy second hand. Keep the economy moving.
Anything worth getting in here?
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind.
We barely got
Summer,
there on this one.
100% waterproof. And sport. All in different typefaces. Practical.
Yo,
and yet
Melodio.
made
Popping
with
briefly to say hi as it seemed to be potentially one stream behind. Watching the Let's Play
possibly
blind and
because
having a
of the
blast.
willful
Oh!
typeface.
I'm so glad to hear it. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. And if you're trying to keep yourself on it, I completely get it. This is definitely a game where it pays to see it as you're discovering stuff. So I totally get it. Thanks for dropping in and let me know, though.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Interesting. Well, we found something worth buying in there. It's over here.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a
Yo, we gotta
small
get
box.
sunglasses.
A variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
Abort.
Hmm.
These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your
All
face.
right, well,
You
we
can feel
tried.
them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow.
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. They're practically made
I
for
love
you,
ceiling
and
here.
yet you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you seriously with these things on your face.
I imagine
You
so.
are definitely not buying those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you.
We get plus to
You should
electrocab.
through, officer.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum.
This is great. I love
made
this
of
dude.
cheap Cerise plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
Yeah, makes sense.
Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these
Yo, Will
lenses
Barron, welcome to the
direct
stream. Hope you're having a good day.
UV light into your pupils. A UV magnifier.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool.
They're called Shades of
resistant.
Self-Destruction.
These will
Yeah, they
definitely
are.
keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police.
They know what you're gonna do while you're. Here, let's roll this.
No luck.
Wow,
All you
we
find
failed
is
the
this
83.
lime-colored cellophane visor, produced by
Oh wow,
artists
that
with
sucks.
brand
All right.
Amphibian, apparently. There's a
You know,
malformed green
you
film
hyped the new trailer
on
release
display.
date? I saw that this morning. It's really interesting how they're bringing the Demi-Fiend back after his last appearance in a Xeno Saga game, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It definitely keeps the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang! And all for a mere 6 real.
Hey, at least it might actually offer some protection against the sun. Not like those cheap plastic shades.
You
I
don't
think we're
like
good
it?
here.
Sure, Square Joe. No problem.
You see two lowly
And
defeated
sneakers.
speakers,
Maybe we can get some better. I would actually look to get some better
slaves,
shoes.
Basically. Perched
Persona
atop
without the
them
heart
like
series.
conquerors
Yeah.
surveying the land.
My favorite
A pair
spin-off of the
found,
Xeno
durable
Saga
red
games.
sneakers, Ultra series.
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
A pair of found Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined.
Wow, these are some good
Dedicated,
sneakers.
Victorious, sporty. These found sneakers are a must-have for a track and field legend.
We are not a track and field
Those
legend, my
sneakers,
dude.
Mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
We don't have that
Only
much.
That's madness. Found Ultra. We're the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine? These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop
Speakers?
by the indomitable Found Ultras.
Gotcha.
A small heat emboss on the veneer reads,
Okay.
Solidarity
I was wondering if that was
for
just
the
a
People's
weird,
Republic
like-
of Samara.
No, they
Speakers
are
themselves
actually
don't
speakers.
seem to
Okay.
display any magical qualities.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers.
I see.
Sneakers are the stars here.
Poor little speakers.
No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage.
Don't even pity
Don't
the
even look at
speakers.
them.
My bad,
Check
my
out
bad.
these super cool, fun ultras instead.
Samaran trash. That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic, produced
Huh.
under the dictatorship of the proletariat.
All right, let's talk and see what you got for us here, buddy.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded
Hi,
by
my
a
dude.
motley assemblage of goods.
You moving
He
drugs?
realizes you're looking at him. His face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place
Everything's
is
cool, huh?
And
All
one
right.
more thing, officer.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers.
Thanks,
It
Shivers.
sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away,
You know what?
the
No,
sound of
Shivers is
engine
great. I love all
tracking
these
across the
tiny little
street
bits of
can be heard.
description about the world around us, just getting randomly inserted into play. That's good.
You're very cool. Bang, bang.
Thanks,
You
buddy.
feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
Bam! Pachow!
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
It's a
Good
shakedown.
one, officer. You're a funny guy. Now, what can I do for you?
Just kidding. I really am here to shake you down for some answers to official police
Then
questions.
Fire away, officer.
We gained a thought for finger pistols? We can persuade him to give us some money? What the fuck is wrong with us? A lot, actually, but stuff you selling here.
Only the coolest goods in Revachol.
Okay,
I've got
okay.
Speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Where'd you get those comfy
I'm
pants?
an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources.
Terry, shoot him with that tear bag. Exactly.
Manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board.
Do you have a permit to sell all that?
Joke, officer. Here we don't have permits.
Just
freedom.
economic freedom, huh?
Take a look
Okay,
around.
okay. Sure. I'm not going to shake him down over it.
Decrepit buildings, the miserable weather.
No. Why would we make a deal over that?
Sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Let's work for me. Let's
That's
move on.
right. Revachol is the best place for an independent self-employer like myself. That's why it's
Sure,
so
all right.
cool with all the models coming here and cool celebrities.
Is there a discount for cool officers like me?
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything
That's a
you want,
you know what?
50% off.
I love that. I love the way he turns that around. That's
But
perfect.
Did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale?
No, he's right.
Yes, it's a business secret. Let him keep it.
Anything for you.
Food packages you're selling have humanitarian aid written on them. How
You
come?
mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like get in someone's business for selling what they find. That's one thing. But if what they're reselling is specifically humanitarian aid stuff, then maybe that's a step too far, huh?
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
Doesn't that beat the idea of humanitarian aid?
It is practically free. Yours for 5 cents a piece. Rock that tuna. Why not some macaroni too?
I think one said not for resale in the
No
packaging.
problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
Uh-huh.
Wait. Humanex. Humanitarian aid.
Does your supplier drive that Humanix lorry over there?
What?
The street vendor looks over his left shoulder and stares at the lorry as though he's never seen a lorry in his entire
A
life.
convincing performance. Bravo.
Look, officer. I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works.
Interesting.
The lieutenant whips out a blue notebook and makes a note. Where are you from, Ceiling?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy,
I
sometimes
see.
known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
Sounds good. Let's get back to
Very
business then.
cool. I like your style,
Oh, so this
officer.
isn't his name. That's his ethnicity. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Anything to grab around here? Things good here? If you say so, bro. We'll come back to him in a little bit. I don't see any reason to bother him just right now, you know? They try to sell me humanitarian aid
Still
packages
here.
and really don't know when to
Stuck
give
in
up.
this damn
Yeah.
jam, my man. What's up?
Seen a command who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back.
Yeah.
Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
I do know Tommy Laome.
But Those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal
We
B.
have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
This guy and I had a good rapport. I see no reason to start lying to him.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Well, then why are you still hanging
Gotta
around?
guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
Fair enough.
A rhymesmith. This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence.
Thanks, conceptualization. Who do you think could be doing it then?
Man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
Okay. Hit him with your best verse?
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner.
Seem to be permanently stuck in the pick shit up
Right.
sprite. It's been happening from time to time. It'll get stuck on the wrong sprite, but whatever. A mirror's temperature is always 0. It's like ice in the veins. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
It's a chalice held out to you in silent communion.
communion. That's good.
Where gaspingly you partake of a shifting identity, never your own.
Dang. That's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I think the words are mine, yes.
Fucking hey. Seems I got you all wrong.
Oh, good. I wonder if this is coming over the,
Artistic sensibilities these days.
So, we got some folks living up above us who are, you know, they're nice enough neighbors. They don't give us much shit, but they have some habits, let's say. And when they're partaking in those habits, they frequently forget to disable the smoke alarm in a metaphorical sense.
It's good. I get you.
Oh.
When they really click,
I didn't mean
it
to.
makes the world seem manageable. Good to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Ah, man. But those days are behind me. There are
Right, we've already been
Not
through
me,
this.
man. No way. Look, man.
We wouldn't say he's lying.
Got it. Right. Sorry. My dude. I'm glad we could connect with him over some rhymes, though. That feels good. All right. It's down here. Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. You don't say. Let's see what else we find down here.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph.
Right.
No response. Wherever.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
Hello there, pale driver. All you alright, ma'am? You were out there.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
She adds with contempt. When else would you be
Back in
then?
Mefka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture
I
starring
see.
Gabriel Wenger. Until you came along, that is.
Sorry to interrupt your dreaming,
I wasn't
ma'am.
dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the
Hate to
black
bother
sun
you, but
had just
gonna have to
come
ask you
out.
some questions.
The posters were 20 meters.
Did I learn about the Pale yet? I have not learned about the Pale yet. I don't know what that is. Hi, what's the title mean? What title? Eskay's Palliative for Extraordinary Nervousness and Insomnia stream? Oh, whoops, the 63. I don't know what the 63 is. I can, edit that real quick.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution.
I have no idea how that got
was
there.
the
Thank you for
golden
letting me know.
age.
That was just a typo while I was setting it up.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Ah. Take it you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
These not your
They are
memories?
someone's memories, boy.
She gets gruff
What
suddenly.
difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters.
Lunch break's the time to
Beautiful.
hang out. Hell yeah! Thanks for coming
They
by.
will win.
Me badada.
Coming.
All of what? The world. The present.
This is Gabriel Buenguerra.
Oh!
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you. His head crowned with a wide
Nice.
brim hat. His hair
He's got a
stark as
silver
bull's
screen
and his jaw,
paramour.
the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize.
He's got like kind of that Clark
all
Gable
his
thing going on.
lines.
Okay, I get you.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Some other
Why
questions
not,
for you.
Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboards. What you hauling?
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
It would be, but what you really
Whatever
hauling?
stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago.
Fair enough.
Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
Managing your own
Of
business?
course it does. What did you expect?
I don't really understand this whole Boyadero
Of
thing.
course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to on the Western
Imagine if the
Plain.
year had month plus 63 months. It would be something probably a little bit fucked up. It would sound kind of like a Kingdom Hearts sequel.
Boyadero, Boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. People like Manana at the gates have turned it into an ideology of sorts.
It's a
Really? What's
cold
that?
ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
I'm guessing that doesn't happen.
Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One
Ah.
night, as he and his
Who could have
beloved
ever seen
are
that coming?
walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
I think I see where this
So
is
the
going.
Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
It's a beautiful
The
song.
most beautiful. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can be tied down by man or woman. His
Mhm.
beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it
That's a
meant to
strange
love
way of
a
looking
boy.
at it, but I can understand it.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he
Come on,
doesn't
Kim.
think she's the smuggler.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Why is that, Lieutenant?
I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Interesting.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive routes no one else will.
What routes?
Monosovsland, Utachnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
Okay.
Transcatalia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
I'm something of an expert in blacking out.
You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
Yeah,
It's
fair
all
enough.
You woke me up to say. What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary.
The
No.
great adversary, huh? Tell me about the adversary.
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary.
I
There's
see.
no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. the
They sound
great
almost religious
oppressor.
when you put them that way.
If you don't know,
Fair enough.
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
What's your hauling?
You're man, low man. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat? No, Lowman.
Diamonds.
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Not
Really?
just a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
I
Do
see.
you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to
Well,
music,
I think we've harassed her
listen to
enough.
things. Look at all the colors and the futures of
She
this
really-
world. It's a good
I don't
palette,
think she
it's a
actually
good
thinks the other
example.
gentleman is the one doing it, but the only one you can see from
Oh,
there, huh?
I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Thank you for
Yes,
now.
go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Eskay.
Her voice trails off. Well, we tried. Weren't very successful here. She seems to think... So we've talked to... Alright, so there's only been the 3 people there that we can see, huh? Woo!
Make way for the master poet.
Thanks, bro. So, of all the people we could talk to here, this guy down here is the most sus, I gotta say.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So what do they want us to do? Interrogate the drivers about the smuggling. Is there another driver we have to interrogate? I get, like, these are the only drivers we found around here. Talk to the guy in front of Frita? I didn't. I should do that. Thank you. Sorry, they weren't right alongside the lorries, so I made a mistake. Let's go talk to that gentleman. Hey there, buddy. You one of the drivers too?
Welcome to Revachol.
Racist lorry driver. The remark isn't addressed to you, it's addressed to the lieutenant.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
I see. It's a racist thing.
Every
Cool.
school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is
Ah.
fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to
It's a lorry
Revachol.
driver thing, huh?
It's a lorry driver thing.
Oh, I've heard this before.
I know exactly
Hold on,
what
everyone. I'm
you
gonna go. I need to
You
grab a
think my
cup of coffee or
kind
something.
doesn't
I'll be
belong
back in
here,
like
that I should
20 seconds.
Watch myself and behave.
Sorry about that. Just realized I left some coffee on.
But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave.
Yeah, you
decided
you
to
fucking tell him,
remember that.
Kim.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Point your finger pistols at Lieutenant. Well, I think we all learned something here. Give him a smile.
I haven't learned anything I didn't know before.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular
What a
calmness.
dick.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content.
Why can we show
cigarettes,
him the fucking
probably
mug?
Astra Whites.
What you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long has this been going on then?
Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Apples, huh?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
Lore man, right?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
You smell of booze and cigarettes. What's the difference about narc?
You know where that shit comes from?
I
Sarah
see.
Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local...
Well, this has been a
companies
fun person to talk
then
to.
use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage.
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on. for
Creep the
about
poison
2
off the streets of
seconds.
Revachol,
I
right?
don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then what are you still hanging around here for?
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff...
Is this our
they'll
dude?
on my ass like ass
You can
cancer.
show the mug to every racist?
There
Awesome.
was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
There did see one lorry with the trailer doors open and way here. Know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling and Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took near everything.
Ha ha ha!
Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, haven't
Oh,
had
that's on
anyone
his
to
car.
talk
Got
to.
it.
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
Thanks, Logic.
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's a kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not road to science, man.
Ha ha ha. And who's running drugs?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang. That beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
The one reselling humanitarian
That's
aid
the one.
packages?
His tribe are natural liars.
I see.
It's in
So
their
it's a
blood.
racist thing with you, huh? A good debate about genetics. A sentence you never want to hear, ever.
Is your man alright? 100%. He's a lorry man selling his employer stuff. Broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. No doubt.
Uh-huh.
Drugs too.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Let's pay him a visit then. Well, that was fun. Sorry we made you sit through that, Kim. Can we find the Humanox, lorry? There it is. Also, we should go back and try to see if we can talk to the,
Everything's still cool here, officer.
What's your stance on drugs?
I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
I'm super into drugs.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have
We
any
do.
drugs
We
in
are
sale,
all about the
or
drugs
at my
here.
home or on my person.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs
Hmm.
in sight.
Okay.
Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
Looking for lorry drivers transporting drugs out of the harbor.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction.
Hmm.
We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
You are a lorry man. Another driver has identified you and your
Who
lorry.
said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
He is a hater.
With your lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
He is an asshole, yeah. Perception going just, you can't see any drugs, so sounds legit.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
So you were embarrassed to tell me?
No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life.
Uh-huh.
It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole.
So, what do you know about the drug operation at the harbor?
Thing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
You know who they are.
Oh, sure, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know.
We won't get you involved, dude, but you should probably tell us.
I spent 15 years working my way up.
You both like and don't like drugs, and he'll comment on it, but we'll still just go along with it. Nice.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
You don't want to get us in it, then you have to give us a reason.
It's a she, okay? The
Oh.
other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
Who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
The lady driver, the old woman back there?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
He's not ruling her out.
I don't know. I'm not
Okay,
local.
fair enough.
I don't know anything about that.
All right, we're cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's catch up with the purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You
Persuade him to give you some money?
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business. Remember,
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
after all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
Think of it as an investment.
Investment? What kind of investment? I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum are we talking about here? Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Corruption.
It's just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going by.
It took me a moment to realize what that actually meant. And then by the time I realized what it meant, we were already in it. And, well, here we go. Well, we just extorted this dude. That's fine. No big deal, right? Is it time for stonks? Hey, look, you have rent. I know, right? We all got rent to make here.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Hi, Hardy. Right, we ain't got anything new to say to you. Alright, never mind. Establishing authority with this dude is going to be hard. Alright, well. Can we ask you about the,
Make way for the master poet.
do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
Unless she was conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know, now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That
Fair
she
enough.
wouldn't be mixed up in it.
It's true. We would of course a lie. But a kind heart is tricky. Bah. Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and
I
he
see.
didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
Ultra liberal, getting on that ultra liberal grind set. Did I get points? Wow, at some point I definitely picked up another fash point, so.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Who's she
A
to
friend,
you?
An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died. It was violet when she got here.
Got it.
Before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Thank you, Logic.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation.
It is, but
The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down,
Okay.
she may not survive it.
I mean
I
that's
can't have that on my conscience.
that's fair.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
You feel for Tommy here? Yeah, so do I. So I absolutely feel for Tommy here because it's like, yeah, I get it that, you know, that there's something that like he sees it as like, yeah, I get it. You got a job and you're doing something here, but also if I tell you this person is probably not going to survive that, whether or not that's what you intend. So I can't blame him.
I don't believe you.
Yep, exactly.
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over.
Yep.
When you're looking for a way out.
Come see, it gives you ultra lib points. I assume agreeing with the racist lorry driver gave you a fash one. Wait, I agreed with him? Oh, right. I agreed with him to try to get him to tell me some info. Fuck, you're right.
Shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
He's told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Got
Did
it.
this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Her
The
mind?
way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
Ah. Wouldn't know anything about that. Also, yo, Mosca, welcome to the stream. Tactically agreeing with the racist lorry driver. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Wait, this guy says they're friends. Then, acquaintances.
Yo, Rhetoric, thank you.
And he's okay with others ratting her out.
You just don't want your hands dirty?
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
Fair enough. Do we want to force him? Let's find another way.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
Fair enough, dude. Sorry, Kim. We're going back to the racist.
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job.
Uh-huh.
You should be thankful for the tip.
Then why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
So who does? You? The basic. Sorry, the racist. Yep.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the
I
most powerful
see.
organized crime outfit in Revachol West.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has
I'm gonna let
peonies
Kim handle this
so
one. He
much
seems to be doing this.
Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this.
Damn.
Not at all.
Kim.
Lurching.
Fucking hell, Kim.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Yo, Kim.
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
We get a bonus from the Siren's dice set. Can we get a better half-light? What's our half-light right now? No bonuses. All right.
Looking for something?
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing.
Learn later that
is
Kim once went undercover
how
for a case.
does
The
it
details are
feel
hilarious,
when
but
you're
also the fact that he
moving?
can act this well is also hilarious. True.
What do you think we're doing? There's some kind of homo thing?
Okay, that's enough, detective. Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright?
Or you could look around, find this guy's cabin, check all the lorries. It's scary when cops are snooping in your things, no?
All right, let's try to find his lorry then. Sorry, Kim. I know I fucked it up. You did so well,
The
too.
lorry's stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Half-Life Fails is almost reasonable. Yeah.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes sting. The odor mixes
There's
with
that.
cigarette
There's that.
residues. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia.
Did we just find his? I think we did.
Honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crowned with wavy rays. It is a seal of Royalist era Revachol. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several
So it looks like we've
wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, "Man from Helmdall in the lost city of the Pygmies."
Can we get a bonus for wearing a
Racist
Man from
nationalist
Helmdall shirt?
paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously, hoping it's over.
Interesting. Can we get a bonus for wearing our Man from Helmdall shirt? Half-flight checks are just acting like a cornered animal with rabies. Yeah, I get you. Do we have any stuff tear to
The tear machine stands. Your bottles clunk in.
eat?
Looking for something?
Men like this only respect two things:
Eyes.
strength and fear.
Show me her lorry right fucking now. The lady driver's lorry, where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I don't want to be racist about it.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name.
Uh-huh.
She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Where exactly is her lorry?
That's the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
All right.
Small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Oh man, god damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
Well, we gain experience from doing that. Yeah, I know he doesn't, but apparently we get EXP for showing it to him, so that's fun. All right. Let's take a look.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead.
Could always get something to drink. That improves fizz. Mmm, worth it.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat. And
Drowning
two
some boots is always a good
stone pillars.
idea before doing fizz checks, unless you don't have any Nosafed, then it might kill you. Got it.
Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
All right.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins.
Well,
looming
that's an
overhead.
ass check. Do I have any alcohol? Calls you drunk degenerate, then you get drunk before punching his lights out? Yeah, nice. This is only a 28% chance for us. What the shit?
This screen found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming over.
Well, 1 in 4.
Seen better days. Pry bar in hand. You take. Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
Window appears to be shatterproof.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
Takes the pry bar from you, gestures for you to take a step back. Then with little
He
warning.
smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
Nice.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
The smell of
I'm glad he's
cigarette
got some,
welcomes you. The cabin inside.
Got any
is
clothes?
plastered
Well, it's
with
too late for that.
old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a
Your body is falling apart as you play. Yeah, basically.
Some tools lie scattered.
Ooh, tools, tools, tools.
There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Pull out
A
the pull-out
metallic
toolbox.
door slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Palliative from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the
Interesting.
Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows.
Let's look at the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets.
If you fail, he just does it for you. I love that. Yeah, it's good. It's great.
Teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above
Is that how you
the
pronounce it?
seat.
Ingenue? I guess that makes more sense. Huh.
There's definitely
I always thought it was an ingenue, but
It's spicy,
ingenue makes more
with a hint
sense.
of amberette wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
What's the smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably granate number 5. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders.
Good to
bare.
know.
The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened
She
to her?
wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street. A mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
A walking noodle who basically needs to drink to have a vaguely good chance of getting viz checks. Yeah, basically.
The actresses and the rare actor all smile you a warm goodbye.
A rare actor.
transmitter
Yeah,
is
okay. So this is
attached to
probably
the
our,
dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Look at the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work,
Interesting.
but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
What about Speed Freaks FM?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example.
Hmm.
This is all shortwave.
So
usually
it's like
100
she's
stations.
dispatch or something.
Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least,
Hmm.
perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
All right, what else is
The
here then?
ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat and the oddly bulging seat.
We'll get to
cover.
the seat cover. Let's check
You
the
wedge
pedals
yourself
first.
under the steering wheel.
Abysmal
Get
motoric
to
speed
look.
is much harder to get than alcohol.
Seems like
True.
A few tools lying around here. A hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench have been
Can we take
casually
these tools?
thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Sandpaper would also rub off the pattern for the driver's right boot sole.
Yes.
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the others.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
What a
Now
handful.
we know for certain who is the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Could have kept the drug trade a secret. Yeah, she could have kept the drug trade a secret.
You're right. But we should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
Not
The
quite
movie
yet.
stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits
Drugs are
on the
easier to find
center
after you've
console, and the
tried them.
faint smell
Oh, good to
of
know.
fume is in the
Yo,
air.
Alcataros, thank you for coming by. Stereo investigation is converging. It is.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined.
Logic. Oh, oh yeah. It's all coming together.
Bonne prise.
Lieutenant commands you as you shift through the treasure, well worn and folded into neat squares.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over
Nice.
Jamrock. And this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881.
Ooh.
High above
Thanks,
the
Shivers.
massive brown
Always glad when you show up.
That is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Where's the road
To
lead?
Coulon, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road. This
The second
municipal
map?
from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct.
Nice.
Wind rips through the empty hallways.
God
of the
damn,
once
Shivers
great
always
military
chirping in
hospital.
here.
Now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
And what is that
The
sound?
rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long forgotten
Ah ha ha
tunnels,
ha ha!
lit by gaslights.
And the third
The
map?
final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of motorway
I
881.
see.
A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Germany by the lake.
Oh, this is good.
These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Despite the cold, figures move about cloaked in shadow, their breath escaping in white clouds that fade into the darkness. Wherever you
Probably the
look,
most vocal
the
skills
night
once you get
gives
them high.
cover
Yeah,
to
they just don't
moons.
shut up. But it's
They
great.
travel from eminent domain to perdition and onto the main, over the river Esperance, on Route 881 to the Old South. The exit ramp is supposed to be shut down, but there's much activity. The road spreads like the tentacles of a great octopus. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
The smugglers have infiltrated the motor track.
So it would seem.
Lieutenant examines the maps with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where's the contraband
Hard
end
to
up?
say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti. That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the
Also chimes in with random
inheritors
facts
of
quite
the
often.
Revacholian
Yeah, it does.
tribes. But really, they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody.
Who do you think's behind
It's
this then?
definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
All right, let's
Best
put those
not to
back
disturb
then.
the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before. barely noticeable. The movie starts
Well,
with a
the
silent
window's
fire
smashed,
where
but,
the
you know,
broken
whatever.
Toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Yeah, of course. What you got for me, Kim?
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
I don't know how I did that, but we got an error.
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure
I agree.
what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed. Or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Sounds like a giant train wreck. Yeah, wait, hold on. Try a physique build with really high inland and shivers and going full drunk racist fascist. It's a fucking nightmare. It's like if William Burroughs wrote a biography of Julius Evola. Wow, that sounds terrible.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but
Bull's
not
defense
least,
during the trials after
looks
World
like
War
the
II was that he wasn't a fascist.
driver
He was an
has been
ultra-fascist
she
in that it
was
somehow
present in
worked.
This may be the
Jesus
Union
Christ.
connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
The movie posters, how they factor. I'll tell you how they factored.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best,
Aha.
this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
Will the RCM open an
We
investigation?
should
of
return
this?
to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us.
Yo,
about
Will
the
Barron,
history.
glad work
When we're
wrapped
done
up.
for the
Hope you're
day,
doing well.
I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we're done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you
The
thinking?
fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Debrief over?
After.
All right. Let's go try to talk to the Hardys about what they know. Hold on, before I forget, though. Let me, we're gonna do another quick save.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Yo, Hardy. What's up, my dude?
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is.
You
as
think the
clean
movie
as a
posters are
rock.
important evidence, Labau?
Go back
What
to
they tell us is
Tampa
that
and
she's
ask the local junkies
a
how
lesbian
clean
or
your
bi.
streets
That's what they
are
tell
in
us.
Precinct 41 kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
The thought forms in your head like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
There is no local drug trade, except you.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete.
That's important
the
evidence
ones
in
on
the case of
street.
gatekeeping her from the community. You're part of the LGBTPD. Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
You're admitting to profiting off of poisoning your own people.
Who fucking who? People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about.
Uh-huh.
Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here.
Uh-huh.
My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy
yep.
boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing. She runs the thing,
My
right?
answer is, fuck off.
Uh-huh.
Mind your own business.
We already know that
There
there is,
is
though, dude.
a
One of your dudes
Hardy.
was talking about her.
I run this goddamn scene.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
The woman sighs.
I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Sure. Okay. So we're going to have to come back when we have some serious authority here. What's our authority look like? Our authority is trash. And we're getting -2 to it. Oh, right. From our shirt. What's the
It's
percent?
you
No, is this
again.
still a
What is it?
still 3%? I guess we might as well give it a shot, right? No reason. Well, I guess it would cost us a point to retry it, but. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. We have drugs that boost our psyche. We do. Piece of new information you can get unlocks it again. Cool. In that case, we'll try the roll.
Whoa. In your hand, Parolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens, rare and gritty.
Nobody
product
worry about me.
aged
I'm just gonna
power.
huff up real quick out here.
What a funny little cat. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poisoning, but a potent antidote to boredom. The container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. A little slit on the side lets you just
I'm not going to slurp it.
like an oyster. Come on, slurp it. What is he? Your mother? Is Kim your au pair?
I'm not going to
No
slurp it.
problem. This one's for the brave and sensitive ones anyway. It could improve your human interactions. But you threw that chance away. No matter. In a few hours, you'll get the urge again. Maybe then you'll choose more courageously.
You've passed up your chance to start using Pyrolidon for now. But
Oh,
don't worry.
wait. Oh, that was it? Oh. I misunderstood what was happening. Okay. Well, whatever. Let's just take a random shot in the dark. Let's just... If we can keep asking them every single time we get a new piece of info, then let's just go ahead and... I didn't realize that's what it was. I thought it was something else. But your limbic system smells bitch. Bitch, it says.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind. Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun
Thanks,
thing is
authority.
excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took care of it. The law handled it, all right?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
For God's sake, stop shouting! Stop breaking things in my establishment! Stop provoking those oaths! They're not going to give you anything, can't you see? I can't have a police interrogation in here. People are trying to eat. Of course it concerns me if you make this kind of...
Easy, babes. What is this? I can't have a slap fight in my bar.
What else could it possibly happen? I thought it. I didn't think that was like the you're gonna take this drug thing. I thought this was like it was unlocking another one of my one of these thought things. Because that's what it's done every other time I've had something like that.
We are deep in forest territory. We need to cool off and re-engage later.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say.
All right, all right. And at the end of the day, I need to remember to end the day with Kim calling in the body. Sincerely thinks drugs make you think more. Yeah. Electro is they've got some interesting priorities. Hold on, can we try this check again now?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah, why?
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Because the artistic urges compel me, Kim. Not that you'd know. No, Joyce will be there. Let's try one last thing before we go. Last time we knocked on that door, they told us to try going into the door over here. So let's see if we can get in through this side door now.
There must be another way to do the building.
Jesus, Kim. Always this one place, huh?
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has hundreds of apartments.
I'm gonna find the right one.
Have to go in and see.
All right. Well, hey, we got a. This brings us back up to the balcony. Okay. What's up? The maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. Breaker box full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. Alright. Well, you know what? It's like 7 p.m. right now. We might want to do this in the morning when people are more... Nah, we could do this right now. Box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. Alright. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Shoes come in 3 different sizes. Apartment number 12, a loud rumbling snore comes from within. Yo, we got some alcohol! Moss crawls on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. Shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Finally, we got some good fucking alcohol over here. Someone's drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. Interesting. I don't remember what that means.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
A padlock, huh? Let's look at that
It's
padlock.
a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. No reply.
Hey, Kim, you want to break in an apartment? Yeah, you do, buddy. Yeah, you do.
This door has been closed with a padlock. The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls.
Low authority always ends on either being really pathetic and or very bad attempts at police brutality. Yeah. Kim is secretly the great witch of surround sound. Nice. Perception would let you find that key. If you succeeded the red check talking to the young man on the balcony, he points it out to you. Oh, cool.
After you, detective.
We have no real reason to go in here, but, like... Flamboyant poster of a white star, real lithography. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of capital, and such. But revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. That they do.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads, Kraz Marzov. Honestly, he does kind of look like you after all.
He does kind of look like me.
Hold on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov?
No, it's purely coincidental.
Sure it is. Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns. But it seems like old Kras here didn't drink nearly as much as you.
Maybe the buzz shows him before he started drinking.
Very well. Let's look for identifying features then. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you?
I can't tell. I can't see my face.
But here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't.
That's true.
Good, so you're not him.
You're right, I'm really not.
Decided. You are not the most famous philosopher of the modern period.
Why do they have a
White
bust
star,
in here, huh?
The photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting. Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm. There
I bet.
aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Well, that was fun. We had no real reason to do that. Huh. Oh, yo, Dosh.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes.
Taking a hardline stance or do something very... If taking a hardline stance or do something very silly in this game. I don't think I'm afraid of doing that.
Communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Tone's not getting a defensive
Do you
edge.
have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Fair enough. Door number 9 is locked. Okay. People be leaving their money around, and that's not my fault.
Yes?
Oh.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She must have difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
All right, sure. Someone's postcard out of their mailbox? I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you want from me?
Listen, if they didn't want it stolen, they would have nailed it down.
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Looking for a young man.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble, just wanted to talk to him.
Talk?
Huh.
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony.
Ask away, policeman.
One of the residents on vacation?
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
Fair enough.
Probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere.
Who lives in apartment 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible.
Huh.
Know if someone had moved in there.
She pauses, eyeing the
Maybe
hallway.
it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Sure.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with
I don't steal, I believe in private property.
cans.
Who lives behind the padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar.
They're gonna need to get a new padlock.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology, huh?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He
Hmm.
asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall. The symbol of what and how?
The cleaning lady shrugs and returns to sweeping. The clash
All right.
of ideas and atrocities are as far from her world as fairies and wizards.
Cindy.
You're teased.
Oh,
Nothing I
right,
can
Cindy
do
the
about
Skull.
her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
No, that's fine then.
Some kind of a response. Then hacks something into her handkerchief.
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways. If you can call it
All right.
anything. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet.
Just broke into it before even knowing whether it was worth it. I mean, like,
My aching bones to
my
keep
adventure
me
game senses took over.
And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside.
Thanks, Shivers.
Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery. She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
Thank you.
Jamais vu. Derealization.
Hit me. What do we got?
Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen.
Your Honor, I was in
Should be
protagonist mode.
appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Interesting. Thank you for your time, ma'am. Let's just lead us back out on the street. Yeah, okay. It's a balcony. Foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associates. All right. "16 days of coldest April." We'll read that during the evening when we have time.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stone.
Why do we gain experience for this? Okay.
A former architect stands before a slice of window. a room plan in her hand. A cold
I see.
wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius.
Her face.
Red from the cold.
Okay.
She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
The plan.
Faint pencil lines on paper depict.
Choice dialogue about
the
this is great, but behind a really difficult
missing
skill check.
eastern wall
Okay.
connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
And look around yourself.
It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. She had an eye for beauty.
Good thought. Someone has torn down the wall. Okay. I keep my money in the old grocery list on the table and checks.
What happened here?
Can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the
It
wall.
will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Except the stuff in the
Indeed.
fridge. Thanks, Logic. Well, alright, sure. I guess let's check out this balcony, huh?
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
I wonder what it
A great
was.
force from the northeast fired into the city.
Why is there no Safed in the fridge? Why not? Where else would you keep it?
Fired from the water. A straight
No,
shot
you know what
into
they say about
Revachol.
Nosafed? Goes down better cold.
The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. The wind blows through your hair. The sea breeze cuts around you, high on the balcony, as you stare over the edge of the sea. The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building.
Why is there 20 cents in the fridge? Why not?
Spread apart
20 cents goes down better cold. That's what they always say.
What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean. Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out.
It's a shame medicine cabinets aren't real, right?
Underwater,
Has anyone ever
iron
invented a
helmets
medicine cabinet?
sunk
Never.
deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers and their finger bones too, and clavicles littering the ocean floor.
Who did this
A
damage?
fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization.
Kim, I just had this idea. I'm
they
going to start a
anchored
tech
into the
startup.
ocean
Exactly.
floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned
Thanks,
archers.
Encyclopedia.
They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
Kim, do you know who shelled our
The
city?
coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
Fair
For
enough.
the eyes of a seagull, a nest of brown hair, not worth the
20 cents best when nicely cooled. Best for what? You're not ready for that knowledge yet.
A rugged man staring out to sea, mere feet from fatality. From a guest on the balcony of the whirling in rags, a silhouette imposing enough to be seen at a distance. The chill is bracing. The salt hangs in the air. The wind from the ocean pushes at you. smoothly.
Shiver's just never going to shut up. That's fine. Time to go. Yo, Cindy.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right. We've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint.
Ooh.
It's heavy fuel oil. Red-dyed heavy fuel oil is
Huh.
used in government vehicles. Or at least that's the idea.
Is that government fuel oil?
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
Some clever cultural
We
commentary.
ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo.
All right. Catch you later, Cindy.
Why does art inspire you so much?
It does, but what is art?
Question. Art is a
In this house, we
diverse
stand a
array of
city
visual,
dumping fizz skill.
auditory, and performative
Yeah, apparently.
creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Would I fit into the art world?
Have
I
you
mean,
looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic. With that beard, of course not. It's autism, box drawing.
Oh, I didn't mean to
masturbation
click
with a
through there.
ruler and a sextant, or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution
Really?
of architecture, while extolling the virtues of the pure arts.
what about music? Is that
Only
art?
the most experimental kind.
Because I have been feeling critical
Yes,
lately, huh?
You seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here.
Become the art cop.
Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
All right. If 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from rote repetition, so be it.
It's not only your duty
Actual
to
art
only
degree.
catch the criminals of the street. You must also apprehend criminals of the printing press
Yes!
and the gallery.
Art cop.
The trite and derivative artists and writers of the world.
Let's do this,
Go
art
ahead
cop.
and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
Where does this go? Somewhere I don't want to look at yet. Okay. Anything in here? Door's locked. You can't get in. Chair's new. Someone lives back there. Interesting. All right, let's take a look inside. Internalize it? I don't know if we have room to internalize it at the Mo. I've only got one skill point, and I want to save that for a skill check. Art cop is not considered a valid cop type. Alongside super strong boring cop in the ledger is sacrilege, right? I will internalize art cop if we get an extra skill point soon. I want to leave one open in case we need to retry an important check. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Not a bad idea. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. Rats of the city. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Yo! Got some jeans. Can I not? Oh, hold on. Haha! Found money in there.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered
For saying
my
enough
biggest
art cop stuff
secret.
like the other copy types,
I'm a
but for some reason you don't actually get
coal
art points listed? Betrayal. Wow.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
That's stuff to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does.
Fair enough.
Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
Fair enough.
Shoot, piggy. It's
Pleasure doing business with you, Cindy. It is always a pleasure to talk to you. All right, let's go find out what's in apartment 10.
You hear someone walking around inside. Rearrange.
Excuse me? Of course not.
You have plenty of reason to enter.
Oh, come on.
So pause before you hear the door being unlocked.
That was easy.
That was smart.
Lieutenant says, nodding toward the unlocked door.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates.
Oh, fine.
I'm not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
Fair enough.
There are a lot of different keys there. More than 20, at least.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light paper-clad passport. Can I ask you some questions?
Very well, but please make it quick. I need to be back in La Delta in an hour.
What are you doing here?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
Who lived
It was
here?
some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
A sudden serious look crosses her face.
Got
This
it.
didn't have a happy ending.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Do you know who lives in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway?
That's another huge mess. The former tenant.
What a beautiful
owes us
smile,
3
man. Where do you
months
come
of
from?
rent.
Hell?
3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
Jesus
Some
Christ,
must
lady.
have been puny.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you,
I
Martinez
see.
has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
Really? Okay.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it.
Fair enough.
Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
Blister pack of medicine peeks out from the box. You should take it. I should. Looks like a fine mattress. Can hear it swarming with bugs.
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places. Nothing. You're right. Get in there. Deep.
It is my...
Invade every person's
Yes!
space.
Here we go. This is for me. It is my duty as a cop to investigate every square
As
inch of this
always,
world.
The world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them.
Oh, we are definitely doing that thought when we get the chance. What is the Jamrock Shuffle? Yeah. That's going to be for us. Yo. +1 to indirect modes of taxation. Cute.
Give me a moment. I see.
There we go.
I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Radio computer wizards are coming. And they're going to save the place and the economy.
Like wizards. And people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our...
You found the capitalism shoes? I did.
Means clairvoyance.
Thanks. They're better than the ones we have. Their heels are ridiculously high on these green snakeskin shoes. Boom! Capitalism shoes, baby.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
You're right. Beautiful things do make people happy.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. crafting your style, draping your flesh in silken leather.
Thanks, savoir-faire.
deciding how
Can
to
accept all
present
ideological
yourself.
thoughts, but they won't have an effect until you internalize them. Yeah, we figured that out.
Remember,
Grind set
when
cop.
they come
Yeah,
to take it
out there
away
on
from
that grind.
you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra liberal. They're either a gateway drug or a booster pack to get you deeper into free market ideology.
Ain't my fault. I'm out there on that
Isn't
grind.
Just a five-pointed star.
Mm.
It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism. In other words, the
Let's take a
star
look.
and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly
Time to
adopted
become Jeff
by
Bezos?
Bezos
Yeah.
and communards during the
CEO,
revolution.
entrepreneur, born in 1964.
Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why upside
to
down?
symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also,
Got it.
some social democrats were already using it.
Fair enough. Why
Because
white?
white is the color of peace.
And what does it evoke in me? Wait, why does that morale damage?
Gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished
I
students
see.
remain in dirty hallways. You are the big communism builder now. It's you or
The ultra liberal side quest is literally just getting on that grind set to increase your net worth. I love it. All right. Let's get out to the balcony. Yo, give me that. The curtains shift just a little. Someone is watching from within. Interesting. I've got a tool for that. Worth. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Right now, huh? Okay, interesting. Can I break into that door? I cannot. Interesting. Alright, fair enough. Remind me that I can't let Kim go at the end of the day. I gotta make sure that he, someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. Gotta make sure Kim takes away the body at the end of the day here. Apartment number 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Number 30. Voices from within singing along to some buoyant dance track. Alright. Alright, that's where we were that's on the wall of the... Okay. Let's go talk to our gentleman here.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
Receive bribes, listen to electro, have gay sex. There we go.
28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Why not 9 p.m. today?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Don't worry. It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Why tomorrow?
Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building.
Thanks, reaction speed.
You'll get him.
Reaction speed's portrait makes them look like Let Me Solo Her.
Tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Then why's the light on? Yeah, whatever. All right.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it.
Finally we get this
The
one.
shadows,
Let me solo her. Did spec on reaction speed those dodges.
all the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
More.
Oh, wall father.
Wall father.
Huh? He sounds tired of it all. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
I know you're tired, Kim, but take another look at this wall. Draw nourishment from its beauty.
Sure. If you must.
Yo! Awesome. All right. I think we're gonna leave off for the day by. Let's talk to Joyce again. Then we'll have Kim take away the body, and then we'll go talk to Cindy on our own.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Got some questions for you about
More lessons
reality.
in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead. Ask me anything.
Wow, we have like an almost. We got plus 12 from the Jamais Vu. Nice. What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Talk to the girl who hates us to get materials to paint a wall during our murder investigation. Sure, whatever. Hey, it's my own time. I'll do what I want.
The revolution.
And what is this revolution I keep hearing
It's
about?
quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing, intraspecies warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral. On the other
Neutral.
hand,
She turns north to bomb out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly. Who got shot in the
those would be
head?
the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
I can see why everyone loves Joyce. I love the fact that she's just willing to sit here and shoot the shit with you about the nature of reality.
She wants the totality of it.
Indeed. They piled them in mass graves in Ozon. And, well, that's the last anyone heard of those people.
Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
It's a tragedy.
Yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it.
Point to your little head. I had a deluge too in my head. Point to your little head.
Yes. An acute thyroid deficiency can be exacerbated by alcoholism. Exacerbated means made worse.
Thanks, Joyce. Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head.
She'll
Or
just talk
thrown
about this
beneath a
shit with you, and I'll see his phrase like
or
Duke Out
drowned.
Central. The eel's
Accounts
hips had
differ.
got shot in the head.
It was
I know she's.
unceremonious.
I can see why people like her,
Just as well, he wasn't acting
despite
with
the fact that she is like.
just the king's nephew.
She is like. Her character seems very based on like this like Clinton-esque figure, right? From the like the really kind of liberal mode of thought to like down to the fucking portrait. But I can see why people like her.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Cowardly King.
I prefer the term risk-averse.
Hmm.
King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen.
Huh.
It was a wild time.
So who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals, you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective.
Certain type
or
of
the
old lady that
remaining
lives here in
gentry,
Colombia? Fair enough.
The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement.
Anyone, who in particular, Mosca? She's a slimy rich bougie, but she's a great slimy rich bougie. Yeah, she's the slimy rich bougie you wouldn't mind actually talking to for a little bit and just be like, yeah,
Some were
I
rich
get
enough
it.
to stay with the constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
How'd the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones
Yep.
standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
Active grandma, empathetic centrist because they are just tired and cynical after all they've seen. I can see it.
She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender
Foreign
to?
intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
You just said the liberals already took
The
everything.
liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground.
She stomps
the
her
ocean, the
rubber-footed
laws and the
food.
people.
Who are the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
The moralist.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head.
Ah.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do.
God,
They are
yeah,
the
okay, there it
long-standing
is.
Provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of moral
Don't rock the boat.
or
The
moralist
Abuelita
international
principle. Makes
is
sense.
A blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not.
An almost endearingly moralist standpoint. It must be hard to take a moderate approach to head shooting in your line of work.
Jesus. What was this
Turn
kerfuffle?
of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in 02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
And who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain.
Interesting.
Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
What did this Sarath do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue.
Ah.
The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Looks nervously at the release date of this
It
game.
was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and rock music, but they didn't know anything about prions.
Yes, I'm a centrist and also not. Wouldn't be very centrist to commit to it now, would it?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in 08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
Poorly managed pandemic that led to a revolution? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, how'd that go? Flips open notepad, yeah, okay, what happened there?
You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
So what is the zone of control, then?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the coalition of nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
Ah.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
And what happened to the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
So we're in the part of the world that's kind of getting left behind as the rest of the world continues and
51
forgotten as the rest of the world.
8 equals 43.
43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing all that
The 20s
time?
saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames.
Thanks, logic.
Still, It's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
30s. Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
And were they?
It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are.
You are the third world, the exploited, the barely kept together banana republic maintained by capital after a failed revolution. That's it.
Reality, baby.
Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
So which side was the Wild Pines
They
group
picked
on?
the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They got lucky?
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
Would you have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Failed. Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
And what have you done? What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
Fair enough. Sought a medical solution. Sounds like the Saroth drove those people mad.
The cold creeps up your spine, reaching its tendrils up your neck.
Medium difficulty logic check for basic math, relatable. I mean, I guess.
So
Me and my
a quarter
fancy
of
math
humanity
degree.
Simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago?
Motional scare, perhaps a little research program?
Wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The charge dissipates into the dark water. All is quiet on the mountain.
I know prions don't work that way, but still.
A dog barks. A gunshot echoes off the walls of some distant building.
Ooh.
A woman's voice.
There is peace in the heart.
What?
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad.
Fair enough.
When they failed to step up, Marzov
Should be logic based per Bertrand Russell.
In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
It's enough
They
about
are
the
what
times.
they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet
Could
come.
pick the hood option in your first Big Shivers dialogue. They would have sang along in that voice.
Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
We'll come back to we'll keep doling this out later.
Glad
But
to
for
have
now
been
we
of
should talk.
assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Yes,
The
my
lorryman.
eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
We've discovered enough to conclude. For now.
Yes. And will you start an official investigation?
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Thanks, Kim.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm
Have a
afraid
brother
we
in
may
the
have
gut.
a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
What was that about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war.
Ooh,
with possible
that's not good.
consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, man, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
How are the lynching and the strike connected
I
then?
have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse of faith, huh?
Dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security
Absolutely
detail?
not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
I see.
Crenell, an Oranese military
Yep.
company. As far as I know,
That's
3
what we
arrived
figured
in
out from the
Montez. They
running
report
the
to me
numbers.
sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
There's a direct DMX reference in this game. It's good.
They wear ceramic armor,
Yep.
have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, actually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
And what then? She is so good at convincing you. Yeah.
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses
Yeah.
to let me into the harbor.
She is very good
I
at her
have not been able
job.
to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this
Interesting.
investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect.
Encyclopedia, now is not the
40
time.
bees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots.
It's always encyclopedia. You're right. My bad. My bad. My bad.
As I said, a bloodbath.
It's a pretty bleak scenario you're describing.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Interesting. So okay. So she wants someone they can pin, and as long as they can have one name, they can prevent the military contractors from doing a bigger confrontation on their own. What can you tell me about
Not
Crenell?
much. Their public resume is relatively
Doing their
good
job and giving you the
as far
information you
as
need,
private
probably at some
military
point.
Contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Yep,
They boast
that's
a
them.
long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however: the operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions, and
Encyclopedia, can you tell me how to take down an armored soldier easily? The best I can do is tell you about how revolutionists were executed.
Meaning they're
Good
used
enough.
to operating in war zones.
Yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
That's what we are doing. We are already doing that, so that's good. Moments when an encyclopedia has no idea about the actual questions or just chimes in with unrelated facts, right? Yo, Wannabe Cat, welcome. Tell you about what the materials the armor is made out of and an unrelated fact about the material. Yeah, it would.
You know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man.
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I
Still
was
have yet to
prepared
reach the
deal
best
with
encyclopedia
RCM.
moment?
I did not
Okay.
think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company? Tell them to call him
I
off?
have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
You said the deceased assaulted a
Well,
woman.
he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
What are they passing
remaining
on?
Contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
And what did the teenagers by the canal
That
say?
the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman.
Hmm.
I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted
That is what
story
we
around
heard too.
Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Hit me, Kim.
We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching.
Yeah, we did.
Where did it take place?
Wait, Kim, we absolutely did. We absolutely heard about that. Like, Hardy was talking about it.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk. Maybe on narcotics, too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea.
So after
As I
9, we'll
said,
have to go
it's a
back and check the
rumor
other apartment.
About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
The colonel, the one who was hanged. Did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
You don't want to give information to lead people you're asking questions?
Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most
Okay,
likely.
well, fine. That makes more sense.
Wouldn't
Thanks, Raina.
divulge his full name.
I know I'm being a dumbass
Only one of them
sometimes.
did. A bad sign if there ever was one. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner,
Okay.
I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
It's a pang of regret in her
The
voice.
lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age.
Okay.
Or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was Occidental, I think. Light
Okay.
brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
And where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend.
Not supposed to
seeking
tell
them
everyone that I
out.
lost my gun? Well, we haven't
For
told her
one,
that
they're
yet,
almost
so...
certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes, ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Steer clear for the moment.
That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe. Besides, you're likely to encounter them sooner or later.
That's what I figured. How much time do we
The
have?
executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
Okay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
It's enough for now.
I'm sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please
The loop
ask.
where you tell her about the gun. Oh, yeah, we have not told her about the gun, and I don't plan on it.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence, she wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
And what do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
Oh?
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like vias on a microcircuit?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways.
Ah.
A tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago. The sailors would mark
Okay.
their bodies to map.
What is the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here.
You sure do know a lot about this, Joyce.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. What is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new
Makes sense if she is a sail enthusiast. I guess, yeah, that is true.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Vredefort? Vredefort is a military academy. The Semines Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
Maybe it's a record of his military career.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
Who could tell me more about this?
Platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture.
Yeah,
This
that's
man
probably not
was
a good
their
idea.
friend and comrade.
You wouldn't even know where to start.
Thank you for the
Is
help.
there anything else I can help you with?
I think we're good for here now.
What's this?
We'll come back and talk to her again about some more of the reality.
Reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
I'm a real radical.
Of course, a radical centrist. In these bright and loud times, where 1,000 frequencies drain
Oh no, they caught me. They caught me.
sober-thinking
Okay.
is a radical act. It's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
Where is this kingdom of
It is not a
conscience?
place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved.
This is so no. This is not good.
Incrementally.
Incrementally.
History's
Oh
greatest
shit! We could go
catastrophes
become a
have been
shitty
brought about
centrist
by people
liberal.
trying to make the world a better
Oh.
place too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by
Fuck it, radical centrist, communist capitalist. There we go. But all things are wrong now.
Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future.
I see.
You will never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not.
Summary executions are imminent. Y'all, it's time for some incrementalism. Communist and capitalist, they cancel each other out, right? Yeah, it's like Pokemon types.
What rationality? What sang-froid?
Just preserving the status quo.
The status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed.
I guess.
There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress.
So what is the kingdom of conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend and even more difficult to describe. Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
That sounds incredible. Allons-y. Let's go there right now.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
All right, then let's get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just...
Logic and composure swooning is very funny. It's
when
great.
That real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
Thanks, empathy. All right, hold on. We've got some extra skill points now, so let's unlock one of these. And we wanted to do finger pistols, 9mm, actual art degree. Yes. Hey, Cindy.
Hello again, officers.
I need some paint in your brush, too.
For?
We're going undercover? It's for art.
Well, if it's for art, but what kind of art are we talking about?
So sad and shit. We need to make it okay.
Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience.
That's you can't have shit art on your conscience. Okay.
You're about to cry internally, aren't you, Piggy? Pathetic. Just give up. Art isn't for you.
Conceptualization, huh? What's my conceptualization? Okay, so I need to have a better. What's my conceptualization at? It's at 6? How can I make that better? Do I have any better conceptualization? I do! Look at us! We're looking disco AF.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my myopia?
You don't have the skills to execute something like this in practice. But, oh boy, the idea's going to blow.
Oh, it's a red check? Oh, whoops, I'm glad I got that right. Could you imagine if I fucked that up? An ancient bird that went extinct 100 million years ago.
She squints her eyes.
And then I'm going to paint it red using heavy fuel oil. Then I'm going to fucking light it on fire.
On fire.
The Phoenix, get it? What do you say?
I say, sod off. You don't have the technical skills to do that. Didn't we all? I like your idea. Should have thought of it myself. I don't need this kind of competition in my neighborhood.
Streamer luck. You should have seen that. We got ultimate streamer luck on the first time we did this. Art is bigger than either of us.
Then get your brush from fucking art.
Oops, my apologies. I guess I was trying too hard. You're a police officer and a grown-up. Why are you trying to impress me? Maybe try a different approach, like climbing up there.
Thanks, conceptualization. All right, let's go talk to her up there. All right.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mule?
And I need an aircraft carrier. So what?
Please give me the brush.
Have you got any kids? Because you sound like the world's saddest dad right now.
But fine, take the brush. I'm all out of fuel oil anyway.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil.
Can I just use paint? We're not taking it out of our vehicle.
Are you kidding me? Fuel oil is so much cooler. No way you're disfiguring that beautiful war.
Congrats on being too impressive. Yeah. My friend, would you be willing to sacrifice some fuel oil for art?
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema out of it.
All right. Catch you later, Cindy. Oh. Cindy's brush. Nice. Excellent. We've done some good work here today, Kim. All right. Let's have... There's one last thing we can check while we're here. It's after 9 o'clock. I wonder if we'll get to speak to the lad.
This door is made of no one.
We should return tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow. Fine. Okay. So I think we're done for the day. So let's go ahead and have Kim send off the body. Hold on, we gotta change our outfit again. I like our disco-esque blazer too much. Yeah, here we go. This is our look. Haul the dead guy. Maybe try talking to the corpse again first. Think you've got everything important, but it may be fun. All right, yeah. Because I'm going to, yeah, what's going to happen is I'm going to have Kim haul the dead guy now. But if there's something to get from talking to him one more time, then we'll do that.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Hold on. We can get another visual calc. It's unrelated to the case, I know that, but we could do it. Maybe. Talking corpse is always neat? I think so. We need like a mega pry bar for this, if I recall correctly. We don't have a mega pry bar.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
How you like it in the fridge?
I like it a lot, brother. This really is your
I'll take the 5
finest
EXP,
hour.
thank you.
You're a genius. A regular Corporal Angelo.
Thanks.
Come back later, Corporal.
All right, Kim.
All right. There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing. Oh well, in another lifetime.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Sounds good. About intimately fishing a bullet out of a rotting corpse's brain inside of a taxidermied ice bear fridge in a basement beneath the remains of a dozen failed businesses. It's pretty great, yeah.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
You only searched it.
Still better than me, I guess. Told you there's plenty of others who'd tell on her. But is she in trouble? It's that bad.
Man,
What should I do? What should I do to help her?
I really don't know.
Damn. I always warned her to watch herself. Man. Nothing to do now, I guess. Maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
To play with those rhymes anyway.
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician.
Yeah?
Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
Fair enough.
The grammar is Tommy Lehom.
Why Tommy Lehom?
Tommy Lehom was taken.
Huh?
My real name's Jerry.
Fair enough. All right.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically.
Thanks for your time, my dude. All right, so we are almost at the very end of the day there. Heavy government marked heavy fuel oil and return to the wall. Wash off the death smell, huh? All right. So we got to wash off the death smell before we go to bed.
A lorry about the smell of cigarettes and perfume. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seat closed.
Hoping one of these would have the correct stuff in it that we need, but I suppose not. All right. Shall we go sell some stuff and end the day? Walk around the entire day with the death smell and no one comments on it? Suppose it's the better than the alternative, huh?
The tear machines. Your bottles clunk.
Yo, we were making bank today. Only had to shake down one dude. What's this?
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Oh, you can pass time. I get it. Okay. You fucking rich. Yeah, we are. We're rolling in some dosh. L'Orange du Disco. Okay.
Evening, officer.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
First things first, what you doing here on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
Fair enough.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
The man on the waterlock picks the skin of a slice of a salami and takes a sizable bite. Do you know what caused this wreckage?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
You know what's down further down the coast?
There's a fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Kind of some salami?
Sure thing.
Yo!
Salty. It is savory.
Yo, what a lad. What a lad.
Only makes the salami more tasty.
Thanks, dude. Butter sign down.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samurai butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
Makes me want salami. I mean, if I ate meat, I'd probably want salami.
The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order.
What's Samaritan butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard.
Pot acquired? No, bro acquired. Yeah.
Goat milk butter. The Samarran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets.
Heal a health point by eating a salami slice? Just not eating anything this whole game? Yeah, we haven't.
Quiet taste. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Wait, how did Kim get out of here? How did Kim get his car out? Oh, because he called someone to force them to... Okay, yeah, they mentioned that could happen.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Thanks, VizCalc.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
Oh, that's awesome.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samarran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
How recently?
Within the past 72 hours.
And the opposite bank?
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
What's the model of this phantom vehicle?
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Why the Capri?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
All right, Encyclopedia, I get it.
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long.
So what
You'd
now?
have to follow the tracks to be sure.
Fair enough. No point, no XP for getting that together?
The crumpled Samarran butter billboard still soaks in the canal.
Fair enough.
A rusting control panel. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that let you pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear
Maybe earlier? Oh, fair enough.
Then nothing happens. Nothing happens. A cold, the man watches you in silence. Very
fair enough,
spring
dude.
brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal.
On Wednesday.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
All right, cool. Do we have anything we want to hawk? Let's find out.
Officer, the flashlight, please.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, bro. I forgot. That's on me.
Hello. Let me know if I can help.
Do you know anything about the traffic menace on the loose?
I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
Why don't you
I
drive?
just don't like it very much. Movement on the road never really gelled well with the movement of my thoughts.
But didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof?
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop and then moving on.
A vortex, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something. Traffic. Now that I think...
He shakes his head.
All right. Well, let's sell you some stuff.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Traffic.
Oh, shit.
Now that I think...
He shakes his head.
Sure. Let me have a look.
Fascinating photo of a corpse here.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Not selling Kim's handkerchief. We're not selling the game until we figure out what the deal is with it. Photo of a happy... Can sell fucking Renee's photo. We're not selling the pen. I'm not selling the rifle. The rifle's... I'm not selling the dice, ever. And we need the brush. Okay, there wasn't actually a whole lot to sell, turns out.
Another time, perhaps. Sure. Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
Fair enough. Do you know what the tattoos mean?
Photic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's dark.
Want to see the corpse's stuff in a fridge?
I know.
Nice.
Sell me something lighter.
Fair enough.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that.
Another
Cool.
time back.
All right, let's get out of here. All right. How many points do we have? We have a fair amount of points. Let's go ahead and try to get this visual calc check again. I know it's not related to the case, but it'll bother me if I don't get it.
You see a set of tire tracks in a brown slab. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager.
So what happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building, before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
I wonder if this is related.
Maybe. Probably.
Point of departure for the motorcade to crash into the Samaritan butter sign.
Why, yes it is. Good connection.
I think I got it. All right. Worth it. We'll drink when we're up in our room. It is all about the money. Thank you.
Oh, hello, dear.
Tell me about more cryptids.
Is there a particular cryptid?
Tell me about the
you're
cryptids.
interested in learning about? Cryobacter catlensis.
Cryobacter catlensis.
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
It was discovered by a geologist. What's so special about it?
The colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history,
Fair
Mijanou
enough.
disappeared shortly after injecting herself.
Want me to tell me about the gremlins? I swear to God.
No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
She injected herself with it.
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
You mean there's an immortal geologist wandering the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away. We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
And what's the most dangerous
The
cryptid?
gnome of Jeroma.
That sounds terrifying.
Yes, none of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What's this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers.
Or she just infected herself with an awful
forehead
disease.
and
Shh,
insanely
let us have
evil
this.
thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
Any photos of it?
Alas, no. And the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself.
It's definitely normal, immortal bacteria. Yeah, I think that's more reasonable. I'm with you, Henri.
Alas, always, alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
Stop being so skeptical.
Sure, a perfectly good explanation. It dissolved in its own venom. Go on then.
Shut up, Logic. Let me have this. Are there any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Thanks.
The Col de Mama d'Aqua, or thin
Setting is weird. Maybe they could actually exist in the setting. Maybe.
That's precisely what it seems to be. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. It's very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Col de Mama d'Aqua can also be translated as a whisper, light and low.
Whisper, light and low.
That's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they? Although the low part is a little ironic. The Col de Mama d'Aqua makes, or rather is, such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, can't hear it. It could be everywhere, all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
But how can an animal be a
Many
sound?
Scientists have asked the same question.
To whoever's yelling fake in my head, shut up. I will always stand Santa Claus.
Sound, but at times
I think it means Stan to
that
Claus.
sound waves, but there's no evidence to support this theory.
Could it be here right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Why is the Mama d'Aqua so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university
I just don't think injecting yourself with it is very healthy. I think we'll leave that up to history to decide.
Because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mama d'Aqua's. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency?
You believe in Santa Claus, but I'm claustrophobic. Nailed it.
They cancel each other out.
Thanks, Encyclopedia.
Exactly. And these tests were performed
Thank you,
so
Encyclopedia.
recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population. After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Col de Mama d'Aqua population anywhere.
So what evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
It's the evidence that led to its discovery.
Ooh, tell me about this.
In
Tell me
the
about this.
20s, a group of areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing.
Infecting myself with prehistoric bacteria for self-care.
When
Yeah, it is.
playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies. Patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds. The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls.
So they were songbirds.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mama d'Aqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Go on,
They
go
were
on.
Quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Tell me.
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadakwa they followed individually.
Thank you so much for your time. I just can't get enough of these
I'm glad
cryptids.
you like them, but I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get a chance.
Thank you so much for your time, Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife.
You see a heavy steel.
I guess there's one other thing we can do tonight while we're still, you know, let's keep coming back for more cryptids. The other thing we can do during the evening is we can go talk to Joyce again, which I think is a good idea. So we can kind of, you know, have more of those conversations and move through that without wasting, like, time to investigate stuff, you know? Middle of the fucking night, right? She should... wonder if she's still there. Let's go find out. Yo, she is.
You're back. Good. What more
Tell me about
is
reality.
Reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead. Ask me anything.
Okay, so let's get our Esprit Decor up.
Glad to have been of...
What do we got for Esprit Decor? I know we've got some stuff in here. Here we go. Oh, but this gives us both. Got it. And we got a novel to read, too, so we'll read that later on.
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality?
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog.
I had someone who patiently explained reality to me. Right? Don't we all?
To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now.
The
You'll
fuck?
find it again. We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
The Revachol Citizens Militia.
Preciso Mundo.
And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
More nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of
Abuela
post-revolutionary
Wikipedia. Yeah, basically.
detective.
The EDC scene happened before? That's what it does precisely, passively at high levels. No, I've never had this happen before.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
I'm basically a thrall to foreign interests?
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps
It's like
everything
shivers
the
for
way
cop
our
stuff?
seemingly
Oh, okay, that explains why we don't
permanent
really care about it.
provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
And why is that?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
Thank you. I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
I am the vilest of the vile.
Pawnshop man told you about the nuclear
traitor,
pile. Yeah, they did.
devourer
We did
of
hear about the
nations
nuclear
and
pile.
infants. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Dios mío! A liberal!
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists.
Huh.
I can see
She's very
you've got
forthcoming
distinct.
about this.
After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist, no?
I don't... Not really, but I'm
Now
glad that you think I
I've
am.
uncoiled myself. Do you find me frightening?
We've got some moralist, we got some ultra-lib, we got some fash. We're exactly as moralist as we are fash, which is not good.
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
You're a monster.
That's a pity. I hope we can remain collegial despite it. Remember, we were partners, whether you like to admit it or not.
True.
There's blood on many hands, I assure you. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess.
I have a
By
fuckload of
virtue
money,
their
buddy.
Survival, they were handed enormous power.
Exactly
to
as
shape
moralist as we are
future.
fash, so just regular centrism. Exactly.
This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something
With
differently?
due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east.
Thanks, Shivers.
Light drizzle washing it clean. Lights go up and motor carriages circulate the tracks.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty.
Hmm.
We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
Smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're no dummy yourself.
A smart boy getting smarter. One basic term of reality at a time.
Thanks, Joyce.
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
You have a daughters?
Whatever else I am. I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
What is this?
A bird? A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
What is this place here?
This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain.
Ghislaine, there it is.
Where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
She looks around. What is Rue de Saint-Ghislain,
A
33A?
pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
She looks up at the crumbling facade.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate. Before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
From a dilapidated balcony, Cindy the Skull gives Joyce the evil eye, her red paintbrush held to her throat. No, we took it.
You could be wrong. But from here, it appears as if she's running the brush.
I guess maybe she has an
across
extra
the
brush.
Throat in a soaring motion.
Wonderful.
She probably has an extra brush somewhere. What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture,
Yes.
huh?
You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, An infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Okay, so I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead.
That is not an unreasonable observation, actually.
All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
You don't think I may be part of an infraculture?
And what would that be?
Disco.
I can see that, yes. I dabble in those dark arts myself. Not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly...
Is this them transsexual goths I keep hearing about?
All permeated.
Yes.
Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby.
Your disco?
Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me.
The new, huh?
New. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
Sounds fun. I can't remember a single thing.
Guillaume Le Million, who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there.
For some reason, your mind is a veritable repository.
My own heart, solely because she uses words like dark arts to describe fucking disco. If we ignore the ultra-liberalism and the money. Yeah, pretty much.
Is when you're alone, facing a mirror perhaps. Right now, it would derail the reality lowdown.
Huh. Facing a mirror, perhaps.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose.
The
world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
Huh, so they have gotten to space at least a little bit.
A frisson lifts the hair on the back of your arm. Wind sweeps the surface of the bay.
The wind is sweeping the waters.
The world is a suzerainty of Revachol.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
The world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it
Subsuming critiques of itself as a very choice piece of dialogue. It really is, isn't it? Like, that is one of the most... I think, as I've gotten older, that is one of the things that I keep returning to more and more often. About the impenetrability of capitalism to critique. I mean, it's the fucking Black Mirror episode, right? The dude making a high-paid job out of ranting and railing against the circumstances that led him there, all while holding a piece of glass to his throat.
a term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists. Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear.
Oh, okay.
They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
How come?
Things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
It's a ball, huh?
That's looking less and less likely, Detective. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weapons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revachol Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three, they're piecing together a dark grey corona. Yes. Pale? 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry.
What?
But if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
What?
A cold fear seeps into you.
Wait, what the hell are you telling
Seem
me?
to be spooked. Please don't be.
The pale? What do you mean, corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness.
What?
I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out
So
of our
wait.
rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
What? I feel like it's gonna bring anyone
You
together.
have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it. See, everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world.
What? I don't know what to make of that.
Opportunities.
The cold seeps into you. The air is
I don't know what to make of that at all.
humidity. Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides.
So what is
The
pale?
pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality. It is the opposite of reality.
Huh.
Okay. The pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the interinsulary mass.
And what is an isola then?
Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the pale.
What?
Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries,
What?
we have discovered 7. Windy, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
And what
An
it's a
oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest. Katla,
Weird.
the coldest. Insulinde, the bluest. What can I say?
So
Each is
it's
perishing and dear.
like a bunch of fucking disconnected continental shelves?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world.
What?
It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
The negation of being.
The negation
That's
of...
right. The negation of being.
Is it here?
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there.
There are no continents, only
6,000
islands separated by a
kilometers
mass
to
of
the north,
nothing.
And even more to the
Wow.
south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the isla.
And there?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the pale. Rolling. Evaporating even.
Huh.
Vision. The area of transition between the world and the pale is called porch collapse. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
Wow. You know what? I kind of like the way Joyce has stared into this terrifying nothingness that surrounds reality and has decided that it is beautiful. Huh.
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier.
Huh?
It may be impossible.
That's... What the fuck?
Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds, Hardware operating in the harbor.
At least she considers it as disco.
Self-evident.
At least that she considers it as disco, but good character trait. Yeah. Absolutely terrifying, but also there's an undeniable beauty in all of it. I love that so much. I love finding equal measures of beauty and terror in, like, cosmic insignificance. Not like I've written stuff like that.
Force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost. Or having our minds
It's sounding very like Vandermeer Area X type shit now.
extensively.
How?
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Who says and who argues?
Who says and who argues?
Logical positivists say the dialectical material.
Robert Kurbitz wrote a novel in the setting called Holy and Terrible Air that features ships that can go between small parts of Pale. Ooh.
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
You're not a civilian passenger?
No nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entropanetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 20 days
there
of
it
Pale
is.
transit annually.
Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The strange grey-haired woman in her lorry.
Do lorry drivers pass the Pale?
Carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the Pale driver about this. See what she says.
That's why she's called the Pale driver.
Up to my gills, officer.
What is entroponetic?
Entropanetics
I see.
is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding.
Did they cross it, the Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on
Joyce
technical
silently puts
know-how,
up with you. She has
but
experienced
intensive
some shit. I bet,
psychological
yeah.
preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years. Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic
Hybrid
craft?
airships, detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended. Once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
And if we do not?
They don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the
How much Pale is there compared to the world?
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
It's to our detriment?
What do you think, detective?
There's more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding
Oh,
at
wow.
an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
Then where would we go?
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire
Okay.
civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge.
Huh.
I suggest you do the same. It doesn't look like you're doing the same. The suggestion was meant in earnest, detective. Live life. Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, detective.
Can't imagine what that might be feeling like.
First time you're hearing this. Do you really not remember anything?
I sometimes sense vague shadows of a past and it's not
Then
good.
tell me, what do you think? of the Pale.
Who am I to think anything of it?
You really didn't know. This does not.
Harry
spell
Dubois
good
lives
for
in
the
hell.
investigation, detective. If you don't know even
Yeah, he
this,
does,
then-
doesn't he? Also, yes, that was one of the things I was thinking about that and apogee are definitely some of the times when I've come closer to dealing with cosmic insignificance.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile, you have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one patient at a
Oh, this
time.
is some good shit. That's all for
Glad
now.
to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Thanks for your time.
Actual art degree.
Let me consult centrism, right?
Trite, contrived, mediocre, milk toast, amateurish, infantile. Cliche,
Wow,
gonorrhea-ridden,
what a rough thing to just be introduced to.
affront to humanity. War crime. Should literally be tried for war crimes. Resolutely shit. Lacking in imagination. Uninformed reimagining of. Lip-wristed. Premature. Ill-informed attempt at. Talentless fuckfest. Recidivistic shit peddler. Pedantic.
The fact that your honest answer to it is considered centrist says a lot about why moralists are the main ideology in this. Yeah, absolutely. All right. I think that's about it for the day. It's time for radicalism when that shit is on the horizon. Yeah, good point. Then again, one could argue that the only rational response to that would be radical, right? The only way that one could possibly conceive of dealing with such an overwhelming force would to be radically restructure things around dealing with it, but, you know, that's just not how we do here. Maybe there is a way that we might have done something about it, but at this point it almost seems, why bother trying, right? Anyway, let's get drunk.
Well, hello.
Hi,
Someone seems to
Ecam.
have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happened. Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore Red.
There's a way to deal with the pale. Fair enough. So it's not a perfect analog, but still. Contemplating existence gave you an art degree? Yeah, it did.
Wow. The gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open.
Terrific time for drinking? Yeah, of all the times, right?
There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out. And the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home.
What'll be the repercussions if I take that sip?
Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an ox. A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy goose.
Yay! Level up.
So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to physique skills.
Huh.
Physical instrument, half light, electrochemistry.
From the void we came.
Excellent. Can I also take some drugs now? Probably. Let's get in our room and...
Whoa. What a funny little cap. The container is warm to the touch. Or is that you suck a manly dose of the extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth?
There we go.
There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone.
Tastes like fire.
It tastes like many things, all melting into one.
I mean, booze is back on the menu, boys. Yeah, it is.
As you look around,
taking drugs for no discernible immediate benefit. Well, now it lets me. Well, the immediate benefit is that now it just lets me access it without having to do this whole rigmarole when I want it.
Edges, as though it were a photo burning. Not really. It's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that.
Also, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do the first one in front of Kim. Swedish girl with the dragon tattoo type of police mystery than this, which is more French. I can see that.
Why not? This government develops substance.
Girl with the dragon tattoo being like one of the few major mystery novels I've actually read. I guess if you can call it a mystery.
Fire machinery. Please don't actually operate any fire machines. Already you can tell you're going to be slurping a lot more Parolidon. This stuff is going to be
oh, we have fun here.
Little flickering light hidden in all human beings.
Yeah, also it's free
In the
XP.
bottom right corner of the screen, there's a Parolidon button. It gives +1 to psyche.
Cool. Let's go. Wash up.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. Now without the expression. It's just hairy. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the.
You check Cindy's room for drugs now? Oh, sweet.
Had passed from the failure of the revolution.
Tell about it. I'm happy for you. 3 of my skills immediately swooned over it.
Economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right.
Thanks,
The
drama.
dazzling swirl of disco music in an open air Boîte de Nuit, somewhere in Revachol West. Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust
Huh.
would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
You got a clicking sound when I make it,
The
huh?
click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
We are getting all the fucking world building tonight.
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else? Like, who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
If that's
It
that,
doesn't
then.
have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Interfacing, and we need the thing in our... Okay, hold on. Chain cutters. And also interfacing. Cool, we got points. Yeah, we'll do this. Where's interfacing?
mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. Now, the faucet is quite
there we go.
mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose.
Thanks, interfacing.
The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it. This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now.
Fair enough.
That soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you. The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
Excellent.
The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting. Like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies. Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub.
Let's
Your
linger.
fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools. What are you doing? You're not some fat fish in a fucking aquarium. Time to get moving.
Shut up, Fizz Instrument.
You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature. The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
Well, there we go. I think we finished off a bunch of extra side stuff that we could. Let's see. I think we're doing pretty damn well, all things considered. And I think that's where we're going to end it for the day. Thanks for coming out, everyone. Don't forget to do the things that make YouTube's algorithm happy. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Just helps the channel out. We're rapidly approaching 1,000 subscribers, which is fucking bizarre. I never thought we would ever be able to get to that benchmark. So thank you all for coming out to watch us play this silly game. It means a lot to me. There will be another episode of Dog Airport Game tomorrow, so look forward to that. If you like short stories about finding beauty in horror and our insignificance in the face of the universe, do check out my itch, 8pr.itch.io. And that's all I got for you today. Have a good one.